Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Thursday, March 9th, 2023. A woman was arrested on suspicion of DUI after crashing into a tree on Onaga Trail in Yucca Valley. On Tuesday at 4 p.m., sheriff's deputies responded to a single vehicle collision near the intersection of Onaga Trail and Palm Avenue. Deputies report that a Dodge Durango traveling westbound on Onaga Trail made an unsafe turn and collided with a tree. There was no damage to any other property or vehicles. The driver, identified as Alexis Oniz Montoya, a 31-year-old resident of Yucca Valley, had non-life-threatening injuries. Deputies say that Montoya appeared to be under the influence of alcohol, a suspicion they say was confirmed by a field sobriety test. Alexis Oniz Montoya was arrested for suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol and booked at the Morongo Basin Jail. Scams requesting payments via apps are becoming more commonplace as the fraud happens quickly, and in many cases, the transactions are irreversible. Robert Hayden joins us to report yet another way fraudsters are targeting high desert residents.
A Yucca Valley resident reported that they received a text message from someone who represented themselves as someone from Southern California Edison, according to the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. The text messages said that the resident needed to pay to have their meter upgraded to continue to receive electricity. The victim sent 2 Venmo transactions totaling nearly $500. When the fraud was realized, the victim contacted the bank to try and stop the payments and close the account. However, most of the time when payments are collected via an app like Venmo, they're very hard to reverse. The sheriff wants to remind everyone to always verify sources and do your due diligence if someone is contacting you via phone or text and asking for money. Utility companies and government institutions will never ask you to send unsecured payments via an app, and if you suspect someone is fraudulently requesting money, hang up and contact law enforcement. These types of scams have become more common, and there have been a wave of these reported in the Morongo Basin. Residents have recently been scammed by fake rental ads and fraudsters posing as FBI agents and pressuring victims to send money. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Robert Hayden.
The Morongo Basin Community Health Center Governing Board meets in regular session tonight. The board is expected to consider changes to policies related to patient terminations and fee collections. The board will also receive a patient satisfaction report as well as a financial report. The meeting is open to the public and begins tonight at 6 p.m. at the Morongo Basin Community Health District's campus at 6530 La Contenta Road, Suite 400 in Yucca Valley. You can also attend this meeting online at a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. The controversial 640-acre glamping development proposed for Flamingo Heights is the subject of a public hearing at this morning's 9 a.m. meeting of the County Planning Commission in San Bernardino. Reporter Mike Lipsitz joins us with details.
Beverly Hills developer Robot Land Company is seeking a conditional use permit for a 75-unit glamping resort on 25 acres of a 640-acre parcel. Proposed for the east side of State Route 247 near La Brisa Road, the campground would also feature a restaurant and bar, camp store, pool, restrooms, workshop buildings, emergency helipad, common area gardens, and a 100-space parking area. Thursday's meeting will be live-streamed to the video conferencing facility at the County Government Center on Whitefeather Road in Joshua Tree, where the public may attend and comment. See this story at Z107.7fm.com for the complete agenda, staff report, and instructions on other options for viewing or participating. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Mike Lipsitz.
Landers Elementary School is holding an auction fundraiser this afternoon. Among the many donated items available to win are gift certificates to local restaurants, tickets to festivals, live events at amusement parks, and even vouchers for tools and contracting services. The event, which will include a dinner catered by Street Tacos, along with silent and live auctions, will raise money for the school, with a special focus on funding student field trips. The event starts tonight at 5:30 p.m. at Landers Elementary School, 56450 Rishi Road in Landers. For a full list of available items for bidding, see a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. Deputies from the Morongo Basin Sheriff's Station invite members of the public to join them for a conversation and a cup of coffee tomorrow morning. The popular Coffee with a Cop event returns to the 29 Palms Starbucks, located at 73690 29 Palms Highway. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow, you can get to know the sheriff's deputies working hard throughout the entire Morongo Basin and enjoy warm coffee and treats. The great works of the Yucca Valley Seroptimus Club will be featured on the Z107.7 Up Close show with Gary Daigneault this Friday. The goal of the Seroptimus is to improve the lives of women and girls around the world through programs leading to social and economic empowerment. Members Shelley Licata, Linda Pino, and Wanda Statham will talk about their local programs, scholarships, and recognitions. Call in live this Friday, starting at 10 a.m., and find out more about Seroptimist, women at their best, working to help other women to be their best. The Copper Mountain College Howl Writing Workshop continues this Friday with local author Renee Pickup facilitating this class. Assignment reporter Gabriel Hart has further details on this free event open to all writers in the community.
Local author Renee Pickup will be leading the Howl Writing Workshop this Friday on the CMC campus in room 101 from 2 to 4 p.m. Renee Pickup is a Marine Corps vet and writer and editor of both crime fiction and true crime. She's the co-author of novel Black Sails Disco Inferno with Andres Bergen, and her short crime fiction has been published widely. Renee hosts the weekly Milltree Writers Group and discusses cults on her live stream, The Cult Bar. Renee's lessons plan for the workshop will focus on what she refers to as, quote, whole character, or characters that are not necessarily good or bad. Rather than writing your protagonist as an angel, how do you write a quote-unquote bad character your reader can root for? Renee will use examples from popular fiction, films, and essays to dig into the art of the complicated protagonist for the first hour, then an open discussion and a Q&A for the second hour. She says, quote, I want to bring the ideas and opportunities that come from writing a quote-unquote bad person as a protagonist to the attendees and hopefully encourage them to look at their characters from different angles, unquote. Reporting for Z107.7, this is assignment reporter Gabriel Hart.
And speaking of Milltree, there are only a few open seats left for the Songwriting from the Heart workshop. Sponsored by Milltree, this workshop is designed to provide active military members and veterans with the skills they need to write and perform their own music. The workshop will take place over 4 days, beginning March 30th, and end with a performance by class leader and singer Tim Easton. The event is free, but there are only a few openings remaining. To RSVP, email info@mill-tree.org. Theater 29 will be covered in pixie dust as Peter and the Starcatcher makes its debut March 17th. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas shares how to take the second star to the right and straight on till morning.
Theater 29 proudly announces the opening night gala for their production of Peter and the Starcatcher, May 17th. The Tony Award-winning play upends the century-old story of how a miserable orphan comes to be the boy who would not grow up, otherwise known as Peter Pan. From marauding pirates to unlikely heroes, Peter and the Starcatcher playfully explores the depths of greed and despair, and the bonds of friendship, duty, and love. Opening night tickets are $30, which include hors d'oeuvres and drinks, and are available now from the 29 Palms Kiwanis and Gladys Carroll Scholarship Program members, or can be purchased right through the theater website. Peter and the Starcatcher performances will be Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m., with Sunday matinees at 2:30 p.m., March 17th through April 2nd. All tickets are available at theater29.org. Reporting for Z107.7, this is arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
And finally, the 29 Palms High School boys varsity Wildcats tennis team hosted the Broncos of Banning on Wednesday. The Wildcats won 15-3. In singles action, Jason Palayan swept all 3 of his sets, while Justice Fontius won 2 of his sets and Brian Huang won 1 set. In doubles action, the team of Braden Chambers and Luke Bowers swept all 3 of their sets. The team of Aiden Mintz and Aryun Sani swept all 3 of their sets. The team of Merrick Johnson and Nehemiah Dowell swept all 3 of their sets. The Wildcats are now 3-0. The Wildcats travel to Coachella Valley on Monday and host Desert Mirage on Wednesday. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmatz.